All right. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, good day, and praying that all of us are in good condition, especially to cope with the current academic challenges that we are facing at this very moment. So please have patience to uh, use this learning material, no, so that one way or the other it will assist you, guide you in a little way for you to understand further uh, the subject matter. So please have patience to focus and understand my simple presentation. This is a cope-up presentation for us to, before we end the semester. No? So my discussion for this meeting is all about one of the basic criminal investigative procedure. We discussed last time search and seizure, that is the wife of search, because when you conducted a lawful search to a property, search for things, contrabands, or property stolen, then you have to seize. No, that is the next step. No, so when you search evidence, the next step is to seize them. Seize them in order for you to bring them in court. Because remember this, before you search something as investigator, you need to have a search warrant, just like the arrest. No? Hindi ka pwedeng basta papasok at gusto mong tignan ang gusto mong tignan. You cannot do that because there is a due process. So, after searching the area and you were able to search the things that are in the search warrant, remember this general rule before we, as far as search is concerned, pag nagse-search kayo na may search warrant, kailangan kung ano lang ang meron sa search warrant. Kaya ang search warrant ay ni-issue ng judge. Judge din ang nag-i-issue ng search warrant. Parang warrant of arrest. Naka-specify lamang kung ano ang kailangan mong tignan at kunin or seize and dalhin mo sa korte as evidence. Kaya hindi ka pwedeng tumingin-tingin ng iba. No? Pero, pag ang nasa search warrant is a caliber 45 pistol, yan yung isi-search mo, no? Sa bahay ng isang tao. Yan lang ang titignan mo. Yan lang ang pwede mong kunin. But what if while searching for the caliber 45 in that specified area, no? Ang search warrant is very specific. No? That is to avoid abuses. Ang search warrant ine-specify na kung ano, anong model, anong pangalan ng bagay na pwede mong kunin at saan possible na nakalagay ang mga yan. No? Okay? Now, what if while you are searching for that caliber 45, as I cited a while ago, gamit ang mata mo, may nakita kang muzzle or yung barrel, meron kang nakikitang barrel ng isang long firearm. No, kitang-kita. By using your sight, hindi mo naman ginagalaw, hindi mo kinakalkal, pero nakikita na agad-agad na merong nakita mo, nung tinitigan mo, it is an M16 rifle. Ang kukunin mo na nasa search warrant is caliber 45. Pwede mo bang kunin ang M16? Hindi yon ang kukunin mo as cited in the search warrant. The answer is yes. Ano ang gagamitin mo para legal ang pagkuha mo doon? You use the principle or doctrine of plain view. No? Diyan papasok yung plain view doctrine. Hindi mo naman kinalkal, hindi mo sinadyang kalkalin ang isang katagong bagay, sadyang obvious, nakikita ng iyong mata. Kaya nga plain view. No? Pwede mong kunin yan, but remember this, you just get that. No? Because that is illegal. Kung walang papel yan, tinanong mo yung may-ari, walang papel yan, that is illegal. You can confiscate it, and that is another case. No? Pero pag hindi plain view ang in-apply mo na doctrine at may kinuha kang ibang evidence kahit illegal yon, you cannot use that against the person. No? So ganon ka-sensitive ang procedure ng mga ito. Na pag konting kamali mo lang, it may damage the whole process. It may damage the evidence. Okay? So, now, as I said a while ago, pag nag-search ka ng evidence, for example, the next step that you will do after documentation, marking, at papirma mo pa sa tao na may-ari niyan, for example, in his presence. So remember this, pag nagsisis kayo, kaya nandito, nakikita nyo, you have to inventory it. No? So part of seizure of evidence search is inventory. Yeah. Again, let us finalize. So when there is search, there should be seizure. So magkasama yan. No? But of course, pag nag-search ka at wala kang nakita, then there is no seizure. Okay? So, when there is a search evidence, you have to seize it. Ano ang purpose? Bakit mo siniseize yan? That is for you to bring it to the court. Hindi yung bring to your house. Bring it to the court because it is the court who issued a search warrant as evidence. Okay? Then, so I'll try to read what is seizure. It is the confiscation of personal property by virtue of a search warrant, confiscation and seizure. No? A search warrant may be issued for the search and seizure of the following. Ano ang pwedeng mas search and seize? No? Subject of the offense. Yan. Sample sa carnapping. Of course, yung sasakyan. Yan yung subject of the offense. Stolen or subject of the offense, pwedeng yung baril na ginamit sa pagpatay. Yan. Ito yung stolen or embezzled. Yan, of course, when it comes to robbery or theft. And use or intended. So, example, may mga bomba. Pwedeng gamitin yan in terrorist attacks. So, yan yung mga pwedeng i-search and seize. Okay? Next is, after you search, during seizure, you have to inventory it. Hindi pwede yung basta kunin mo, then please na. Kailangan there is proper inventory and delivery of the property seized. Yan, observe chain of custody. So the police officer confiscates property under a warrant shall issue a detailed receipt of the property seized to the lawful occupant of the premise. Yung may-ari. Yan. Pag wala yung may-ari, sabi niya dyan, there should be at least 2 witnesses of sufficient age. So yung mga hindi minor, 18 and above, or best more than 18, and discretion residing in the same locality. Of course, sa barangay, sa purok na yon, pwede kang kumuha ng dalawa to witness yung pagkuha at pag-inventory sa na-search na evidence. No? Kung wala yung may-ari. Okay? Then the receipt shall likewise include items seized under the plain view doctrine. Yan yung sabi ko kanina, pag meron kang ibang nakuha na illegal using plain view doctrine, you have also to inventory it. Okay? So, kailangan may receipt. Naka-indicate lahat ng nakuha mo at mga ano yun, pa-receive mo sa may-ari. That is to avoid abuses. Kung ano-ano ang kinuha. Okay? The police officer must then leave a receipt in the place in which he found seized property and a duplicate copy thereof with any barangay official. Yan. So, kailangan mo din bigyan ng kopya yung barangay officials that have jurisdiction over the area. Yeah. That is to ensure the integrity of the search and seizure. The police officer must forthwith deliver the property seized to the judge. Yan yung sinasabi ko kanina. Bakit sinisisi yan? To bring it to the court who issued the search warrant. Ano ang gagawin sa mga nakuha after seizure? Disposition of money as far as money is concerned. Pag pera ang nakuha or valuable properties katulad ng earring, necklace, those are valuable properties. So, anong gagawin? Paano mo ito i-process? Ano ang approach mo sa mga yan? Ibulsa mo. Money should be counted and the serial numbers of the bill should be noted. Yan. Valuable should be sealed in a proper envelope in the presence of the owner. Property envelope should show a complete inventory of its content. The owner should initial the outside of the envelope. Rating officer should sign their names on the outer part. Okay? Yan. Bakit nabanggit ang raiding dyan? Because ito, babalik naman tayo sa raid. No? So pag may search warrant ka, meron kang warrant of arrest, gusto mong suburin at i-search at arrestuin ang mga taong yan or sa grupong yan, ang gagawin mo is raid. Yan yung term na yan. Yan. Okay? Yeah. Parang yan yung parang term niya. Raid is one method to arrest and search using search and warrant of arrest. A receipt should be given to the suspect. However, this is qualified by the decision of the Supreme Court declaring as inadmissible in evidence the receipt for property seized signed with the accused in cases where mere possession of the item seized is admissible. Disposition of articles not covered in search warrant. Yan. So sabi ko kanina, naka-specify yung kukunin mo sa search warrant. Pero paano naman yung mga items na hindi naman nakasaad sa search warrant? Ano ang gagawin mo sa mga yan? In articles, the same must be seized pag illegal yan. Such articles may be used as evidence to prosecute the person. Pwede kang gumawa ng panibagong kaso. Non-contraband articles must be returned to the owners. Yeah. So pag may kinuha kang hindi naman bawal, hindi illegal, at hindi nakasaad sa search warrant, then ibalik mo sa owner yan. Okay? Yan. So, pag illegal yan, katulad walang permit yung firearm niya, na M16, kunin mo. That is illegal. Then, pwede mong gamitin yan as evidence against him. But remember, ang pwede mong gamitin para makakuha ng mga ganyan is the plain view doctrine. Okay? So that is all about seizure. Alam nyo, ang arrest, search, and seizure, these are very sensitive procedures. Isang pagkakamali mo lang, it may destroy the evidence. Okay? Okay. So, another procedure that you have to understand is inquest. Ito namang inquest, ang isipin nyo dito, this is a process conducted by prosecutors. No? Ang gagawin mo lang is to request for the conduct of inquest. Hindi police, hindi investigator ang gagawa. Tutulong lang yung investigator to provide necessary documents during inquest proceedings. No? So itong inquest, ginagawa ang inquest when there is an arrest conducted without a warrant of arrest. So pag nag-aresto tayo na walang warrant of arrest, then there should be an inquest that must be conducted. Anong purpose ng inquest? That is to establish whether the arrest have legal grounds. Meron bang valid legal grounds ang pag-aresto mo without a warrant of arrest? Para pag meron during inquest, then do the next step. That is the direct filing. Yan, or filing of necessary charge before the proper court. Okay? So, remember this, no? As I said a while ago, no? Ang gagawin ng police, mag-request siya ng inquest proceedings, prosecutor's office. Ang mga prosecutors, mga lawyers yan by profession. Okay? So, an informal and summary investigation conducted by public prosecutor in criminal cases. Yeah, criminal cases yan. What must be the procedure in cases where inquest is required? Yeah. PNP unit shall coordinate with the city or provincial prosecutors to ensure efficient inquest proceedings. So, it shall secure updated list of prosecutors who are detailed as duty inquest. Yeah, that is the procedure. Okay. All right. So the next is commencement of inquest. Kailan nagsisimula? The inquest proceeding shall commence upon the presentation of arrested person and witness or witnesses by the police officer before the inquest prosecutor. The concerned police officer shall also submit the following documents. So yan yung mga isasubmit ng investigator. Affidavit of arrest, statements of the complaint, affidavits of the witnesses, if any, and other supporting evidence. Okay? Termination of inquest, kailan nagtatapos? The inquest proceeding must be terminated within the period prescribed under the provision of Article 125 of the Revised Penal Code. Remember this, when a person is arrested without a warrant of arrest, no, meron tayong prescriptive period na 12, 18, and 36 hours. 12, 18, and 36 hours. Yung 12 hours, yung investigator at saka yung inquest officer, meron silang 12 hours to finish the inquest proceeding and file the necessary case in court. If the offense committed involved is a light offense. So pag light offense ang involved na kaso, meron ka lang 12 hours to do the process of inquest and file the case before the proper court. Why? Because pag dinetain mo yung tao, naglapse na yung prescriptive period of detention. When a person is arrested without a warrant, pag lumagpas yung oras na yon at hindi mo sinampahan ng kaso at hindi mo pa pinalabas sa kulungan, makakasuhan ka ng arbitrary detention. Ngayon, pag after the prescribed period, in other words, late kang nag-submit ng or nag-file ng kaso, no? Meron ka pa bang kaso? Yes. That is what we call delay in the delivery of arrested person to proper judicial authorities. Okay? So, naman na 18 hours, meron ka lang 18 hours to do the process of inquest and file the same if the offense is less grave. Then if the case is grave offense, no? Grave offense, then you have 36 hours to detain, conduct the inquest proceeding, and file the necessary case in the proper court. Ngayon, pag hindi mo na-determine at na-determine mong wala palang basis, then ang arrest, then pwedeng masampahan ng kaso na unlawful or illegal arrest ng taong nag-aresto or officer. Then, kailangang palabasin yan. Ngayon, pag hindi mo pa natapos yung proseso na within the prescribed period, kailangan mong palabasin yung tao or else they will charge you again of arbitrary detention. Okay? So, yan yung sinasabi dyan. Now, documents to be submitted. The investigator shall ensure that as practicable, the following documents shall be presented during the inquest proceeding as practicable if it is available. So, if murder or homicide and parricide yung kaso, ito yung kailangang i-present mo sa prosecutor, no? Mga necropsy yan yung autopsy report. Necropsy report is also known as autopsy report. Then frustrated or attempted parricide, ito medical certificates, yan, certification. Pag violation of the dangerous drugs law, that is Republic Act number 9165 as amended, chemistry report, machine copy, inventory, affidavit of, ito yung sinasabi kong pusher buyer. Yung pusher buyer, yan yung law enforcement officer na nagpanggap na buyer ng transaction of illegal drugs. Yan, pusher buyer. Then for theft or robbery cases, yan yung kailangan mo. Rape, seduction, and forcible abduction with rape cases, medical legal report. Yan, gagawin yan ng medical legal officer ng crime laboratory natin. Then statement of the victim. Violation of the anti-carnapping law. No, try to search what is the new anti-carnapping law. Then violation of the anti-cattle rustling law, PD 533. Ano ang anti-cattle rustling law? No, cattle. You will know them later. No, no. Cattle example, kumuha ka for without the consent of the owner, kinuha mo yung kanyang alagang baka. Pinarti mo, kinain mo, binenta mo, that is cattle rustling. Violation of the legal gambling law, yan yung mga kailangan mong i-present documents, illegal possession of firearms. Yeah, we have the law also, PD 1866, yan, as repealed by RA 10591. Then violation of fisheries laws, violation of forestry law, yan yung mga documents. Okay? Waiver of rights in inquest shall proceed unless the arrested person opts for preliminary investigation by executing the required waiver of rights under Article 125. Yeah. So, pwede bang i-waive mo yung inquest proceeding? Yes, pwede. In writing, of course, and in the presence of your counsel. Pag sinabing waive, kahit sabihin mong ayaw mo na okay lang na walang inquest proceeding. No? Ano bang importance ng inquest proceeding? Again, that is to determine if the arrest made has validity, no, or legal grounds. Presence of detained person during inquest. Presence. Kailangan bang andun yung arrested person during inquest? The presence of the detained person who is under custody shall be ensured during the proceeding. Yan, kailangan andun. However, the production of the detained person before the inquest officer may be dispensed with the following cases. Pwede bang hindi pumunta? Yes. Ito yung mga pwedeng rason. If he is confined in the hospital, if he is detained in a place in maximum security, kasi talagang delikadong tao yan, hindi mo pwedeng basta palabasin. If production of detained person will involve security risk, yan. Baka pag ipalabas mo yan, pwedeng may magpatay sa kanya, and so forth and so on. If the person of the detained person is not feasible by reason of age, yan, matanda na, baka ipalabas mo pa, mabigyan ng COVID, yan, because of health, yan, baka may transferable disease, and so forth and so on. The absence of the detained person by reason of any of the factor shall be noted by the inquest officer. Ngayon, pag wala yung mga yan, kailangang magpresenta yung arrested person during inquest. Where arrest not properly effected, should an inquest officer find the arrest was not made in accordance with the rule, he shall recommend. So when arrest not properly effected, ano ang gagawin? Yan. Recommend the release, note down the disposition, prepare for a brief memorandum, and forward the same together with the record. Yan. So pag hindi proper yung arrest, walang reason, then kailangan recommend for release of the person. Where arrest is properly effected. Yan. Anong gagawin naman pag na-determine na proper at may rason yung valid ground yung arrest without warrant? The inquest officer find the arrest was properly effected. The detained person shall be asked if he desires to avail himself the preliminary investigation, and if he does, then he shall make to execute a waiver. Yeah. Okay. The preliminary investigation. So, merong preliminary investigation after that. Okay. Pag-ibasa na lang. Monitoring of cases by the investigator. An investigator's job does not end upon the filing of the case with the prosecutor's office. The investigator on case shall continuously monitor the case up to its final resolution. Yan. Okay? Yan yung sinasabi ko. Ang investigator, kahit na isampa na yung kaso sa prosecutor's office, hindi natatapos ang trabaho mo. Kahit na isampa pa yung kaso sa korte, hindi rin tapos ang trabaho mo. Because in court, you will appear as witness. In the prosecution level, you will appear to support and provide necessary evidence needed during preliminary investigation. No? So that is all about inquest. So the last one, yeah. So ito yung pinaka itong direct filing na ito, isang proseso na ginagawa during the third phase of criminal investigation, which is the concluding or final stage. This is a regular filing. Kasali doon. So regular filing, yan, that is now the process of filing the necessary charge in the court or office of the prosecutor. So, ang regular filing, yan, sabi ko nga noon, pag merong krimeng nangyari, anong gagawin ng police? Magde-designate ng investigator. So, mag-investigate sila, no, to determine if there is prima facie evidence. Pag merong prima facie evidence, anong gagawin ng police? They will build the case and file a criminal complaint in the prosecutor's office. So yung pagsampa ng criminal complaint sa prosecutor's office, that is already a process of regular filing of cases. Yan. Pwede rin may direct sa korte, may mga kasong ganyan. But those are special cases. So ang regular filing, yan, dadaan yan sa proseso. So from the prosecutor's office, anong gagawin ng prosecutors? Mag-investigate yan, preliminary investigation. Then if there is probable cause, anong gagawin ng prosecutor? They will file a criminal information in the proper court. Yan. So pag meron ng criminal information, so magkaiba ang criminal complaint and criminal information. Sino ang nagsasampa ng criminal complaint? It is the police in a regular filing of case. Pag direct, pwedeng yung prosecutor, diretso na yan sa korte. Okay? So, regular filing, yan yung gagawin kung kompleto na at meron ng sufficient evidence that this person have committed a crime. Okay? Lahat naman ito ang inaasama-sama in criminal investigation. The regular filing of case. Alright? So kanina yung inquest, pag na-determine na merong probable cause or ground yung arrest, then the prosecutors will now conduct preliminary investigation and direct file the case in the court. No? Hindi katulad ng regular police, mag-investigate and he will file the regular case in the prosecutor's office. Yan yung sinasabi niya dito. Okay? So let us Those are the 6 common basic criminal investigative procedure na makikita mo during the course of investigation. And these basic criminal procedures are not just because they are provided by law. Okay? So do not forget that. Now, before we end, allow me to mention to you a word of wisdom from Confucius. When I hear, I forget. When I see, I remember. But when I do, I understand. Okay? So try to understand this, have your own interpretation, and you may use it positively in your own respective journeys. Okay? Mm. All right. So thank you. Those are the basic criminal investigative procedure. God bless us all. And that's the end for my discussion as far as this topic is concerned. Okay? Thank you. All right.